Hello and welcome to yoga. My name is Joanne. Thanks for coming to practice. I'm recording this class on the equinox, so happy equinox to everyone out there. You're probably not doing this on the equinox, but in any case, I hope you had a lovely equinox. Let's start in a comfortable seat. So we'll lift the flesh from our sitting bones, and using a prop to elevate the hips is always a good idea. And then from wherever you're grounding, we're going to find some length through the spine. And let's drop the shoulders. Let's squeeze the shoulders up by the ears briefly and just create a little tension and then pull them back behind you, kind of squeeze them behind the back. Just to open the chest and then relax the hands, palms up or down on the legs, and tag a little weight into your elbows. And then make sure your core is nice and active. We don't want it too tight or too loose so that we're supported. So the spine is nice and tall. And retract your chin just slightly so you can elongate through the back of the neck. And you get the sense of the head is just sort of floating like a bobblehead on top of your spine. Let the eyes gently close as we center and ground ourselves. Allow the lips to be a little bit apart so the jaw is soft. And connect to your breath. And maybe taking this time at the beginning of your practice to set an intention or a dedication if you'd like. And repeating that to yourself 3 times. And as you're connecting to the breath, notice the quality of the breath, any aches and pains in the body, just sort of taking an inventory as we settle ourselves a little bit before our practice. And if you haven't yet, beginning to really deepen the breath, extending the inhale and the exhale a little bit. So finding a comfortable space. We don't want to force anything, but comfortably extending the breath. Slowing down just a little bit. Following that wave of the breath as it moves, starting in the belly, all the way up to the chest. Reversing that wave, squeezing the navel toward the spine. Let's take 3 more slow, deep breaths together. Great, on your next inhale, we'll breathe in. Together, and exhale, we'll bow the chin to the chest. And as you do this, feeling that stretch, just taking a moment to Find some gratitude for yourself today for practicing. Honor yourself as you practice today. So if anything is uncomfortable, please don't do it. Always listen to your body and modify any pose that you need. Good, and then we'll just start to find a little motion side to side with the head, stretching through the neck, breathing as you move, side to side. Keep the breath nice and smooth. Noticing any areas of tension in the neck. And when you get to the first side, pause here. And then drop your shoulders. Good. And then lift your sternum up a little bit taller, see if you can find a little more length, and drop your shoulders again. And then gently begin to rotate the head so you're tracing side to side with the nose. Nice and easy, just sort of feeling that open up the neck. Keep the breath moving smoothly. Good, taking maybe another breath here. And we're going to look over the bottom shoulder, bring your nose down. Good, and then bring your head sideways toward the screen, nose toward the screen. And then just look across your chest. So we're rotating and looking down across the chest and then up a little bit. So kind of retract your chin so you're trying to peek into your shirt pocket. Just changing that stretch. Take a breath here. Good, and then let the chin fall forward. Inhale to the second side. Good, sit up tall, drop those shoulders, lift the sternum, and gently rock the nose side to side. Breathing, creating more space into the neck, relaxing any tension with the breath. Good, and then looking over that bottom shoulder again. Lift the sternum, drop the shoulders. Ear on the other side lifts just a little more, and then gaze over your chest, so angling, and then retract the chin a little bit so you're looking, trying to peek into your shirt pocket. Maybe look up a little bit and back into your shirt pocket. Breathe here. Great, and then drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, take the head upright. Bring the arms by the side, and then we'll shrug our shoulders, squeeze them up, and then a big circle behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades back behind you, so you're almost trying to connect your elbows behind the back. So squeeze back, and again, inhale up, and squeeze back. Let's do that one more time. Great, and then relax the shoulders. And then we're gonna sweep one arm up, reach up tall, soften your shoulder and walk the other hand out to the side and fold. And then keep the chest open here, try not to round forward and breathe into the ribs. Deep breath in and out. Elbows are soft, fingers extend. Good, use your side torso to inhale, lift, and lower the arm. Let's take the other arm up, inhale. Deep breath in, shoulder stays relaxed in the joint and walk over. Soften the elbow, fingers long. Nice open in the chest. Deep breath into your ribs. Feeling that expansion between the ribs. Good, and then use your torso to inhale, lift. Good, lower the arm by the side. And then let's sweep the arms up. Deep breath in and exhale, float the arms down. Take the hands behind your back, clasp the hands together and pull back with your arms. And then if you have room, you'll lift the hands up a little bit just to open the chest and the shoulders a bit more here. So whatever's comfortable, keep your ribs contained. Neck is long and loose, so we're not straining anything here. And then breathe into your chest. Deep breath in and out. Another breath in. Exhale, soften, release the hands. Good, inhale, sweep it up. And we're gonna clasp the hands at the top, press up to the sky, pull the fingers back. Ground your shoulders. Good, let's breathe here. Keep the ribs contained, so we're not arching in our back. Nice and tall, nice loose neck, soft shoulders. One more breath here. Good, exhale as you break the hands free, slowly lower down. Excellent. And then let's come onto the hands and the knees into tabletop. So you might keep your cushion handy for your knees, if that's better for you. Coming on to all fours. We'll do some cat-cows to start to warm up the back a little bit more. So press the mat away from you, tops of the feet down, hands under shoulders. Nice engaged torso, nice long neck, looking down. Good, and then I want you to feel the movement from the center. So I want you to activate your core a little bit. And then inhale, drop the belly and send the tail and crown far and away. Open the chest. And then exhale as you round the spine up. Activate hands and feet so you're pressing away from the floor. Squeeze navel up. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. Releasing tension, press it up. Couple more at your pace with your breath. We come back to a tabletop neutral spine position. Then we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to inhale as we sweep one arm up, reach open, and then exhale, thread the needle hand between the hand and the other floor. Come all the way down. And then you're going to tent the other hand. So fingers up, so you can get a little more release here. Option is to bring the arm behind the back. And we're just going to kind of melt into the floor here. So a few breaths here, relaxing, opening into the shoulders, in between the shoulders. So let your breath sort of massage the shoulders here open. Deep breath in and out. Each exhale sort of sinks you a little deeper into the floor. Good, one more breath. Good, and then nice and slowly, you're gonna unwind from wherever you were, back to all fours. Press the mat away from you, other side. We'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, thread the needle all the way down. And again, you can tent the fingers of the other hand or reach the arm behind the back and just breathe into your stretch. Deep breath here. Let that breath massage you. One more. Nice, and slowly unwind yourself back to all fours. From here, we're gonna take your hands maybe a little bit wide. You're gonna bend at the elbows and plant your chest between your hands. Come down to awkward S pose. Elbows hug, and then let the legs come down underneath you, tops of the feet to the floor. Inhale, open the chest here for cobra. Keep the feet nice and glued, and then pull your heart forward. Make sure your neck is long, so you're looking out in front of you. Feet are glued, tailbone a little bit tucked here. Let's lift the hands and breathe. So squeeze the elbows behind you. Breathe into your belly. Good, make sure there's no tension in the shoulders or the neck. And if there is, see if you can adjust out of the tension. So allow yourself to open up in this pose. Using the muscles of the back here for support. You might have the hands down and lift a little if that's better for you. But make sure you're not powering up. Good, release the head down, our hands down, chin down. And then tuck your toes and then come back up to all fours. You can uncurl the toes again. I'm gonna move my little blanket to the side. So from all fours, let's tuck the toes under and we'll slowly peel up to a downward dog. So take your time, plant the hands nice and firmly, insides of the elbows forward, and slowly lift your hips. Pedal your feet out, walk your dog. Breathing. Good, and then let's slowly walk ourselves up to the front of the mat. We'll come to standing forward bend. Measure 2 fists between the feet about. Feet hip width. Bend your knees as much as you need. Hands touch. Forehead tucks. So just note where you are, how bent your knees need to be so your hands can reach the floor. Take a deep breath in and out. Maybe shake your head a little bit. Shake your shoulders. Let's let the arms dangle in front of us. Maybe play around with the weight, shifting the weight on the feet a little side to side, front to back. And then come to center. See if you can find a nice, even stance with the pressure on all 4 corners of your feet. And then I want you to think about the arches of your feet as sort of a zipper, and we're going to lift up from there. So we're going to let the upper body hang. And then slowly lift, tuck the tailbone, and feel that energy rising up through the midline. Come all the way up to stand at the top of the mat. Shrug your shoulders to open the chest into your mountain pose. We'll take a neutral spine here. Pelvis is neutral. Heavy suitcases in the hands. Good, and then from here, we're gonna reach the arms back behind you without arching in the back. So keep the tailbone neutral, lift up, open the chest. Good, exhale, swan dive, lengthen your heart forward, soften your knees and fold. Empty your lungs. The inhale, you'll float up halfway. The exhale, you'll melt again to the forward fold. Roll it up on your inhale. We're gonna move with our breath. A nice, easy meditation here. Reach back, inhale, lift, open heart. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, empty your lungs. Inhale, float you up halfway. Exhale, empty the lungs as you fold again. Roll it up, inhale. Open the chest, exhale. Reach back, inhale, lift. Beautiful, exhale, swan dive, forward bend. Halfway inhale. And exhale. Then roll yourself up, inhale, nice and slow. To the top of the mat. Exhale, mountain pose. Great. Let's reach back and inhale, lift. Hands touch. Exhale, swan dive. Lengthen your heart, soften your knees. Inhale halfway. And exhale, fold. Maybe the legs are starting to open a little bit. Good. So we're going to step both feet back. So step both feet back to a plank position. And from there, we'll send our hips up for downward dog. So meeting in downward dog, take a breath. Beautiful. And then we're going to bend our knees and gaze forward. You're going to pull one leg through. Doesn't matter which side. Just remember which side you're doing. Drop the back knee and uncurl the toes. And then you might want your cushion here again for your back knee. Squeeze the legs toward the midline and lift up Crescent Lunge. You can always adjust the back leg forward or back. Make sure this is a steady right angle. Nice support for the knee. Balance, breathe. Shoulders are soft, heart is lifting, and we're pulling up toward the center. Good. Exhale, float the hands down to frame that foot. We'll tuck the back toes and lift the knee. Take your hips up, step back, downward dog. Pedal your feet. Good. And then we're going to float into a plank position. So align your shoulders above the wrists. Drop both knees, the chest between the hands, and the chin down. Slide into your cobra again, tops of the feet to the floor, and open the chest. Glue the feet, and maybe lift the hands. Neck is loose. You're breathing into your belly. Good. One more breath. And release the hands down next to your chest. Chin down. Tuck your toes. You can come through tabletop or straight back to downward dog. Good. Bending your knees and gaze forward. Take your other leg through. So whichever leg was back last time will come forward. Drop your back knee. So switching sides. Again, find that scissor action. Check your alignment here. Scissor the legs and lift. Breathing in. Feeling a nice stretch here. Soft shoulders. Extend your fingertips. Keep lifting out of the back. Good. One more breath here. Good. Float the hands down to frame the foot. Tuck the back toes, lifting the knee. Step it back, downward dog. Good. Pedal the feet. Let's float into our plank pose. Good. Drop your knees, your chest, and your chin. Slide into your cobra. Good. And this time we're going to slide the elbows underneath our shoulders for Sphinx pose. Bring the hands parallel to each other. And lift. So we want the neck long. Again, think about retracting your chin just a little bit. So you're elongating through the back of the neck. My feet are glued down. And I'm pulling the back. My hips are down. So you're feeling this in the back. But you shouldn't feel pain. So if you need to come down a little bit, you can take your arms out a little wider. And that'll make it a little easier if this is too much of a lift. So I want you to make sure you're listening to your body. Breathe, opening through the chest, upper back. Good. One more breath. And let's slide the hands back next to the chest as you lower down. Tuck your toes, coming through tabletop or straight back, downward dog. Good. And then from here, bend your knees and gaze forward. And you're going to step one leg through. You're going to turn the back foot down, check heel to arch alignment, and we're going to reverse a cartwheel up, coming into warrior two. So check alignment. You can have heel to arch or heel to heel, whatever works for you. Good, and then open the arms nice and wide. So gazing to the front palm, and then we want this front hip opening toward the knee. So that's nice and open in the hip. Catching your breath. We're going to turn the front palm up, and then make sure this knee isn't collapsing in. So we're still opening through, but we're allowing this hip bone to open toward the knee. So we're not trying to square and then open. We're just opening that way. So this back foot is grounded again, arms long, turn the front palm up. Notice I'm still stacking my shoulders above my hips. And then we'll do a little flow here. So from here, we're going to inhale, lean forward slightly. And then as you exhale, you're going to float back, peaceful warrior. So I don't want you to dump into your back. I want you to lift up. Again, soft elbows and extend the fingers. So we're not locking any of the joints. Deep breath in. As you exhale, come back to your warrior two. Good. Turn the palm up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, float back. Keep lifting. Take a breath here. Expanding the ribs. Opening the chest. Breathe in. Good. Exhale, come back. Warrior two. Nice and firm and strong. Let's try it one more time. Palm up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, float. Lift up. Good. Make sure you're nice and firm in your legs and lifting up. We're not leaning on the back leg. And make sure this front leg is still working, still bent. One more breath. Good. Exhale, come back to your warrior two. Gaze over that front palm. Breathe in. As you're ready, exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame the foot. Turn the back heel up. Lift your hips and we'll step it back to downward dog. So that leg that just went back, you're going to take the other leg forward on the next side. Pedal your feet out. So just pay attention to which side you're on. And then from here, let's float into plank pose. Good. Drop the knees, the chest, and the chin. Slide it into your cobra. Shoulders back, slide the elbows out. Let's take Sphinx again one more time here. So checking where you are, feet are glued, lifting up, neck is long. Again, you can take a wider, lower stance if that's better for your body today. So listen to your body. Take another breath here. Good, and then slowly slide the hands back. Drop your chin. Good, we'll tuck the toes. Coming through tabletop or straight back to down dog. And then as you're ready, bend your knees, gaze forward, and take your other leg through. So I'm going to turn around so my back doesn't face you. So we're doing the other side. So from your lunge, pivot the back foot down, check your alignment, and then reverse your cartwheel up. Warrior two. So other side, find the foot position that's best for you. This hip is opening toward the front knee, arms extend, fingers extend. Good, you're bending that front leg as deeply as you feel comfortable, that you can hold the pose for a little bit. Gaze to the front hand. Good, catching your breath, turn your front palm up. And then as you're ready, inhale, lean forward. Exhale, float it back. Peaceful warrior, keep that front leg working. Keep lifting up out of the back. Try not to lean on this leg. Lift. Good, exhale, back to your warrior two. Good, take a breath. Turn the palm up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, float. Good, breath here. Expanding the ribs and the lungs. Slowly come back, warrior two. Exhale. Turning the front palm up. Reach forward, inhale. Last time, exhale, float it back. Good, lift, breathe here. Good, and then slowly exhale, warrior two. Take a deep breath in. Slowly we'll cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot. Lift the heel, lift the hips, step it back to downward dog. Let's pedal the feet out. And we'll flow here. So come into plank pose. Drop knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Good, let's push back, child's pose. Exhale, press back. Take a deep breath. Inhale back to all fours. We'll tuck the toes, take it up for downward dog. And let's walk ourselves up to standing forward fold between the hands. Bow over your legs. Roll yourself up, inhale. Shrug your shoulders at the top and open the chest. Back to the front of my mat. I guess this is the front, doesn't really matter, but it feels more like the front over here. Okay, so feet hip width, nice and tall in our mountain pose. Let's reach the arms back. Inhale, lift. Good, exhale, swan dive. Soften the knees, forward fold. Checking in with the legs here. Inhale, halfway. And we'll exhale, forward bend. So we're going to take a giant step back with the right leg. I'm dropping the hips. And then we're going to pivot the back foot down. Let's actually pick up the back foot and plant it on an angle toward the front. And then lift yourself up into warrior one stance. So this can be heel to arch or wider, heel to heel, depending on how comfortable you are. Squaring toward the front of the mat with the hips. Inhale, lift the arms. Sinking into our front leg. So our back foot is totally grounded. It's angled up so we can kind of move our hips forward. So make sure that back foot is firmly rooted. Soften your shoulders here. Maybe the gaze is up. Maybe straight ahead. Breathe in. Connecting to your core here, I want you to make sure your pelvis is neutral. Good, and then we'll open the arms and cactus arms. So we're going to breathe in, and then exhale, pull the arms behind you to open your chest. Imagine you're holding up a wall. Good, inhale, sink and reach up. We're going to exhale, open out, straighten the front leg. Inhale, sink and reach. Good, exhale, open, straighten. And inhale, sink and reach. Good, and then exhale, we're gonna open, this time lower the arms all the way down. You're gonna keep the arms out a little bit wide, sort of behind you. Take airplane arms, palms face down. Both legs are now straight. And then check your balance. Make sure your front knee is soft. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hinge at the hip and lengthen until you feel a stretch in that front leg. So you might not get far, that's fine. And then flying here, open the chest, hands back, pull back behind you. Keeping some attention in your back foot. Couple breaths here. Good, one more breath. Good, and then bend that front knee as you reach the arms all the way back up in a big circle lift. Good, and then we're gonna float the hands down to frame the foot. Slide your back foot behind you. Walk your hands around to the center. Pivot the back foot down, turn the other foot in so your feet are now parallel to the front of the mat. And take your hands under your shoulders. You might bring blocks underneath you for more support if you need to be a little closer to the floor here. And then I'm gonna let my feet move out to the side corners of my mat. So I'm opening my hips out a little bit. And then I'm gonna bend one leg and straighten the other leg. So I'm gonna walk my hands toward the bent leg side. This foot stays grounded. and I'm sinking into my hips. Good, so make sure the feet are flat to protect the knee. We're gonna inhale through center. Exhale to the other side. And if this hurts in any way, don't do it, or adjust so that you're comfortable. Inhale through center, exhale to the first side, moving side to side. So it's nice to do this as like a moving meditation. Let your breath kind of guide you. Feeling a nice stretch in the opposite adductor muscle, the inner thigh, as you move away from that leg. Good, and then when you get to the second side, so not the first side, but the second side, we're gonna walk our hands around, turn the back foot in, square the back foot toward the back of your mat now, so you're on the other side, and then step that back foot up and plant it again on an angle. So now we've got heel, check your alignment here again, and lift up for warrior one on this side. So adjust your feet however you need, adding the arms when you're ready. Again, that back foot is nice and firmly rooted. Our pelvis is neutral. We're sinking into the front quad. Our fingers extend. We're breathing. Let's take a deep breath in. As you exhale, pull the arms behind you to open the chest, straightening through the front leg. So we'll move here a couple times with the breath. Inhale, sink and reach. Deep breath in, exhale, open back. Squeeze those shoulders behind you. Good, sink and reach, inhale. And exhale, open back. Let's do that one more time, sink and reach. And pull back, exhale. Awesome. All right, we might be off count here. One more. And then we're gonna lower the arms all the way down, straighten both legs. You might adjust your stance. I think I need a little shorter stance here. And then take your arms out to the side, airplane arms, palms down. Squaring up your chest over the front leg. Breathe in as you lift the heart. And exhale as you hinge the hips, soft knees, so they're not locked. And then until you reach that stretch, and then we'll breathe into it. So keep attention in the back foot. A little softness to the front leg. Good, one more breath here. Good, and then soften that knee. Soften the knee and sweep the arms up. Inhale, lift. Trying to remember what we did on that first side. Okay, here we are, warrior one. Good, and then slowly lower the hands down. We're gonna frame that foot. Slide the back leg back. Again, we're gonna pivot, walk over to the center, pivot the feet together. Parallel, open the feet out. Wide-legged forward fold here. Soften the knees, and then let's lift up. We're gonna come up to stand with our feet out a little bit. So we're back at the middle of the mat with a wide stance, and then we're gonna sink into a goddess pose. So for this one, I want you to let the knees open out so you're not collapsing inward. Try to keep the knees open, keep the feet flat. So your stance might look different than mine. You might be closer. Just want to make sure the knees are not hurting in this position. So we're activating the outer thighs, opening up and dropping the tailbone. So if it's too much, you might have to lean forward a little. That's okay. Listen to your body. And then we're going to take our arms into cactus arms here for the goddess. So breathing in and out. Good, and then we'll flow in the goddess. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, bring the forearm to one thigh and then reach the other arm over the ear. Stretching through the side body. Inhale, as you come through center, I want you to think about using the core strength. Exhale to the other side. Reach over, extend the arm. Shoulders stay relaxed. Inhale through center. Open up, hold that wall up. Exhale, reach. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Coming through center. Maybe one more round if you can do it. Exhale, reach. Keep with me if you can. Inhale, center. If you need a break anytime, please take one. Exhale, reach. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Deep breath here. Holding up that wall. Lower the hands and then straighten through the legs. Woo, shake out the hips a little bit. Good, and let's heel toe the feet back to center. Coming to the center of your mat. So from here, let's sweep the arms up. Catch one wrist and we'll reach up and over side stretch. Inhale, lift through center. Switch the clasp of your hands and reach up and over. Chest stays open. Good. Inhale up. Float the arms down by the side. Shrug your shoulders here to open your chest. Coming to your mountain pose. So let's take a balance pose. We might do 2 balances for the equinox. So you want the feet hip width apart. And we want our pelvis neutral. So you're going to fix your gaze anywhere on the floor that's comfortable. And you're going to connect to your breath. So you're going to shift the weight to whichever leg you want to start on. So make sure that there's a little soft bend to the knee. You're not locking the joint. And whenever you feel ready, you're going to take the other foot to the ankle, with the toe down to the calf or the thigh. Just don't use your knee. We want to feel that opposition of the foot and the leg pressing toward each other. So there's a little activation to the midline, hands to heart when you feel steady. And then when you're ready, you're going to extend your arms. Again, keep your shoulders soft. You might want your arms wide, whatever works for you. Staying connected to the breath. Envision the roots growing down from the sole of the foot into the earth. And every day is different with balance, so no worries if you fall out. Always just trying again. Good. Let's bring the hands down. Releasing the foot, and then we'll shake it out. So we can start all over again. So we're going to shift the weight to the other foot. Maybe envision those roots. Feel your core is nice and firm, so we want to keep that pelvis neutral here. Fixing your gaze, connecting to the breath, and when you're ready, foot comes to the ankle, the calf, or the thigh. Activate towards center, hands to heart. Extending the arms when you feel ready. Connect to your breath. One or 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. Let's slowly come back down, nice and controlled, releasing the foot, and then we'll shake it out. Let's do one more balance pose as a tip to the equinox. Since it's the most balanced day of the year, let's do a little more balance. So let's try the dancer. It's a little more challenging, but fun and a good chest opener and quad stretch. So I will turn a little bit to the side. And what you want to do for the dancer is turn one hand out. So I'm going to start on the opposite leg. So my opposite hand turns out and back. This is to open the shoulder back. So we don't want to pull the foot, we want to open out. So we're catching the foot into the hand. We're catching the inside of our foot. So shift the weight to the standing leg. Make sure, again, it's not locked. Fix your gaze, nice and tall. And then you might need to use a strap here, which you can, a strap or a towel. If you can't reach your foot, that's totally fine. So you'd hold the strap in this hand and then catch the foot, wrap the strap around the foot. But we still want to open the shoulder out, even if you're using a strap. So we don't pull, we want to open out. Hopefully that makes sense. So contain the core here. Add the opposite arm up by the ear when you're ready. Breathe in. And as you exhale, you're going to kick into that hand or the towel and shift over your standing leg. So this arm and ear stay kind of together. And we're kicking back. So we're not pulling the foot, but the foot is kicking into the hand or the towel or the strap. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Let's maybe try one more breath. You're still with me? Good. And we'll slowly release out of the pose and shake it out. Forget about it. So I'll show with the strap as well, in case you're using a strap. So we'll switch sides, turning to the other side. So I'm going to use the strap just to demonstrate. I'm going to shift the weight to my standing leg. This arm opens out, and then I'm going to, I can't use the strap apparently. Let's dangle the strap around the ankle. So shifting the weight, fix your gaze, and then when you're ready, you're going to pull that foot up. Notice my arm is still opening out. Opposite arm then goes up. Breathe in, and then when you're ready, again, kick into the strap or the hand, wherever you are. And if you fall out, don't worry about it. You can just try it again. So this foot strap is across the top of my foot. And I can't really balance very well with the strap. Don't listen to your teacher. Okay, just kidding. So I'm going to kick back. If you're still with me, one more breath. Oh my goodness. Is this a blooper? Can I cut this out? I'll leave it in for entertainment purposes. Okay, kicking back. And then nice and slowly, gracefully coming back out of the pose. Shake it out. Excellent work, everybody. Okay. All right. Let's come down to mat. Happy balancing. Okay. So I'm going to come down to the floor and I'm going to roll up the front of my mat. To make a cushion, you could use your towel or blanket here as well if you don't want to roll your mat up. We're going to come up onto the knees. My knees are hip width apart, and I'm going to tuck my toes under. So I want a nice tall spine. Shoulders are above my hips right now. And my pelvis is activated and engaged, my core. And then drop the arms. So you're going to take your hands to your back for support. And your fingers kind of lower on your back around your sacrum. You're going to pull the elbows behind you to open the chest. And then I'm going to keep my head and my spine connected. I'm going to breathe in. And I'm sort of leaning in to my hands a little bit. I'm pulling forward at the same time though. So I want you to feel a lift through the sternum and a pulling and a momentum forward. So you're activating these quads again. And then whenever you're ready, you can stay here. This is enough. If you want a little more of a stretch, you're going to release one hand to the heel at a time. If you're more advanced and you want to go deeper, you can, or you're just more flexible, you can uncurl the toes and reach for the heels. So listen to your body. Breathe. So notice I'm not dropping my head back. I've got good space between chin and chest. My sternum is still lifted. My momentum is still forward. My tailbone's tucking toward my knees. Nice deep breath. Good. One hand at a time comes up if you're on the heels to support the back. Good. Uncurl those toes. Let's sit on the heels. I'm going to uncurl the mat. And we're just going to go the other direction into child's pose. So sitting on the heels and relax the forehead down. Arms by the side. You might take your knees out wider if you want more room for your belly between your legs. Take a deep breath into the back body here. Good. Nice and slowly, we're going to come up to sitting on the heels. And I'm going to swing my legs around into the front. Good. So we're going to lift the flesh from our sitting bones. Sitting up nice and tall. And I'm going to bend my right knee into my chest, whichever side you want to start with, extending the other leg. And then lift up. So make sure you can sit on something here if you need to elevate your hips, that's fine. And then I'm going to open this leg out to the side. So my foot, sole of the foot comes to the inner thigh. So I'm rotating my hip out. I'm going to inhale, take the arms up. And then as I exhale, I'm going to extend and bow toward my extended leg. So my forehead can drop toward the knee here. I'm rounding my back a little bit. My shoulders are relaxed. My foot is flexed, maybe neutral. If you're real tight, that's fine. You can relax the foot a bit. Take a deep breath in and out here. Might be way up here, and that's totally fine. Make sure that you're not holding tension to do this, so try not to strive to reach anything. Good, and then we're gonna slowly walk the hands back as we lift up nice and tall. So the opposite hand to your extended leg is gonna come back behind you and plant under your shoulder. Send the same arm out as the leg that's extended, open it out, reach open with your chest. Take a deep breath into your lungs. And as you exhale, you're going to come up onto the bottom knee and press the bottom foot down and reach up and over, side stretch. So neck is supported, just a nice long body stretch here. Good, and then nice and slowly we'll come back out. Release down, stretch that leg out, shake it out a little bit. Bend the left knee and take it into the chest. Squeeze up nice and tall. Other leg extends, maybe the foot is flexed. As you're ready, we'll open the butt leg up, out to the side. Pull the foot on the inner thigh. Squaring toward that extended leg, lift the arms, breathe in deep. And exhale, bow. Release, soften. Breathe here. Just keep letting go. If that foot is flexed, you'll feel this more in the hamstring. If the foot is a little more relaxed, it'll be a little easier. So if you're real tight, you might want to do that. Take one more breath here. Slowly we'll come back up, sitting up. Opposite arm behind you, same arm extends and reach, open the chest, deep breath in. Good, exhale, reach up and over, plant that foot, side stretch. Deep breath. Good, nice and slowly come back down. Stretch the leg out, shake it out a little bit. Let's come all the way down to the back. So hands on the thighs, and we're going to uncurl nice and slow. Engage your core as you lower back down. Coming all the way to the back. Let's bring the knees into our chest. Give them a good squeeze. Maybe make some circles on your back. Massaging your back. Go in the other direction a few times. Good, squeezing in. And then go ahead and lower the feet to the floor. And see how you feel in the back. So if you have any tension, you might keep the knees bent, feet wide, let the knees come towards center. If the back feels good, you might stretch the legs out. You might roll a blanket under your knees. Let the feet just flop out. Make sure your neck is neutral on the floor. So if you need support under your head to make that happen, please use a little support there. Maybe rock the head a little side to side. Make sure that neck is nice and neutral, nice and long. Chin isn't lifted. And then we'll tuck the arms, open the arms up to face, palms face up, and then tuck the shoulders under the chest a little, just to open the heart. Allow your eyes to gently close. Allow your lips to part so your jaw is relaxed. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Let's take a deep breath in. We're going to take lion's breath. It's a nice deep breath in. And then stick your tongue out and sigh out audibly through the mouth. Let it go. Good, relax the jaw, soften. Allow your breath to return to normal through the nose. As you relax your entire body completely. So we'll just be here for a few minutes. So notice if there's any tension remaining, just surround that with your breath. As you inhale, and with each exhale, just let it go. Relax completely. Relax. 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 Just begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes and rock your head a little side to side. Nice and slowly, allow the knees to bend if they're not already bent. And place your feet on the floor. We'll roll onto the right side of our body to a fetal pose for just a moment. Noticing any changes between now and the beginning of your practice. And maybe recalling if you set an intention or dedication for your practice. Nice and slowly, you'll use your left hand to push yourself back up to a seated pose. Using your prop if you need. Meet here. Easy pose. Floating on the spine. Let's inhale and sweep the arms up together. Deep breath in here. Connecting the hands at the top, we'll lower them to our heart. Bow to yourself with gratitude for practicing today. Bow to each other. Namaste.